Anietie Bature, and I'm a relationship coach, a life coach, a singer, songwriter, engineer, mother of three, and so on. And I'm in the studio today with my husband and co-host.
Yes, my name is Kingsley Bature, and like I said, I still, I still am not satisfied with the way you introduce yourself. You rush through all your accomplishments, so you have to make it land. You are a relationship coach, a life coach, a singer, songwriter of over 22 songs. So I didn't think that you just came, and you are an author of 2 books. You are an engineer, full time, and a full time mother of 3, still looking kinky. So you need to introduce. So your introduction has to be right. Do you understand?
All right. So I'll say thank you very much. You've done a wonderful job.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. So now I can now introduce myself.
Yes.
My
Please.
name is Kingsley Bature, and I am a licensed family life practitioner, right? Counselor, coach, therapist, right? And you know, I am here. When I talk, you know that I'm talking from the place of from decades of experience, almost 2 decades of experience, in addition to professionalism personified.
Wow.
Don't get me twisted. Don't get it wrong. So I know what I'm talking about, right? So, and I'm glad to be on the show. It's your show anyway.
Yes.
Carry go.
and we're happy to really happy that you're here. Tomorrow is Father's Day, so I have to make some noise about that. And to all the fathers out there, hey, God bless you people. Oh. Yes, and I say that because really, when you have a wonderful father, you have a wonderful home. There's just this thing that fathers do in setting the atmosphere at home. So it's so important. So to every one of you who is doing so much to make sure there's peace, there's love, there's joy, there's warmth in your home, that your children and your spouses, your wives are cared for and all of that. God bless you. Keep up the good work. I pray that it will get better and better and better for each and every one of you every day. Yes, and that you will reap the fruit of your labor. And my darling husband is here to represent, yes, all of you, and make sure that whatever we're saying, you're covered.
Yes, and before we go very far, I'd like to welcome all the people that are joining us online. We can see the early risers, and we know that they are also the late comers. And those ones that usually come and they say, "Yay! I didn't know that it's after 8." We welcome all of you. So we see you, Queen Debbie Boss. We see Lydia Idachaba.
Hi, Lydia.
Yes, we see you. Welcome. And all of you also joining us on Facebook, on LinkedIn, YouTube, even those on Instagram. We welcome you. And we say today we are in for a great time. In the next 50-55 minutes, we are going to be touching on a topic, you know, that affects, a lot of people say it affects just singles. But me and you know
that
it's even married people have the problem.
Yeah. Because I guess with the married is the absence of it. That is the problem.
There's the absence of it and what to do in the presence of it. So please share.
All right. So
sorry, I forgot. Those people that are watching us from the Obodo Yibos, our Canadian viewers, our UK, our Indian viewers. I don't know how. Maybe I should start being nehi, you know, so that they will know that I recognize them. Thank you. We recognize you. Thank you for joining us. And the rest of you that are regular watchers, please share the link. Share. It doesn't cost anything. Just so that we can move this program to the permanent side. We had some people from Kenya also. So you can share the link so that let's enter Rwanda, let's enter all the places in West Africa, Namibia, let's enter, you know, let's begin to now go. Yes, let's go far, you know, in the US, we are coming to you live very soon. We are live from the US of A. We are coming there very soon.
All right, okay, so let's talk about our topic for today. And that topic is what is wrong dating. What is wrong dating? So someone will say, are you sure that's the topic? Isn't it supposed to be what is wrong with dating? Well, the topic is what is wrong dating.
In fact, the way I put it, even that what is wrong with dating is part of the topic. What is dating wrong is part of the topic. dating wrong is all. So what is all of them? Anyhow you arrange it.
Yes.
Is part of the topic because people will tell you. There are some people that will tell you dating in itself, dating is wrong.
So we're going to address that today. So my brother, my sister, Nkechi, Nneka, let me not be.
No,
it's not legal. Ekaite Umoren. All of you, everybody, come. Answer to. Everybody, show up. Yes, and Melinda, you know, and Jackson, could you please come along for this ride? Yes, so it's going to be an interesting show today. And like we always say, please feel free to leave a comment as we are discussing. Something comes to mind, something you want other people to know about. Even if it's a question you want us to answer, just go ahead and type it in the comments and we will pick it up. Okay, all right, so what is wrong dating? I think we should start by talking about what dating is in the first place. Right?
That's
and
a good place to start.
yeah, especially to set the context for today's discussion so that anybody who is listening to whatever we are saying after this definition will understand our context, right? Okay, so I'll read you our definition of, or let me not say our, because I wrote this without you. My definition, and then maybe you will start by proposing or opposing the motion. All right, so dating is the process of engaging in regular social activities with someone with the intention of evaluating each other's suitability, that is your suitability to them, their suitability to you, as a partner in an intimate relationship or in marriage, right? So you're trying to evaluate, can this person become somebody I do life with? Can they become my life partner? Can I be married to this person? For some other people who say, oh, they don't believe in marriage at all and stuff like that, well, I don't know about that, but today we're looking at relationships leading to marriage. And our focus on this show, right, is to make sure that people get married right. So talking about leading up to and in marriage. So now we're talking about dating in the context of it being a means of you getting to explore and find out, is this person suitable for me? Can I do life with this person? That's what we're talking about. So husbands, yay or nay?
Well, for me, I would look at, I would agree somehow. I would agree somehow, and the purpose of my agreement is going to be founded in the purpose for which the dating is happening. Why are we dating? What's the end game? You understand? Because every tool can be used and can be misused. So someone can use dating to catch cruise. Someone can use dating for, one night stand. And someone can use dating to evaluate, like you say. But to some other person, dating is just a means to an end. It's not checking.
So actually dating, I guess on every or in every scenario, it's actually a means to an end. The matter is now which end.
What's the end that we are going to?
Yeah. So our context is the end that is taking you to a fruitful and productive and mutually beneficial marriage, right? But for some other people, the context, yes, like you said, is all those other things.
So the question I would now throw out there, that we can debate or we can discuss or we can trash is, can dating be wrong?
So if you ask me that question, I would say, for the person, if you're asking me, is dating wrong, for my purpose and for my intent, right, I may say there's nothing wrong with dating as I am doing it. But somebody else may look at what I am doing that I am calling dating, and the person may say, no, this that you are doing is absolutely wrong, right? So, and then you can actually start to criticize, judge, tell the other person you're wrong, you shouldn't even say the word, and so on. What's important is for you to know what you are in this for, right? And really be true to yourself. And this being true to yourself shouldn't stop at being true to yourself. You should also be true to whoever it is you want to engage in a relationship with, or whoever it is you want to date, because you have to be on the same page. It can't be that one person is saying, I am dating for the purpose of finding out if you are going to be my life partner, while the other person's intent is to just have fun, or like you said, a one-night stand or something, right? In that sense, if you do not tell this person what your intent is, then you're likely going to be misunderstood. You may have issues that just come about as a result of the fact that what you both want out of this dating is different. Yep. So that's what I would say about this whole question of is dating wrong or is dating not wrong. I think what is really important to do is to say, whatever it is we want to achieve here, do we understand each other? Are we on the same page? And then if we are on the same page, we can now start talking. You can now know, okay, this is what will guide this part of our relationship, or this is what will guide our dating relationship, because you're on the same page, right? So for the context of what we are discussing today, we are going to be focusing on what should guide, what you should consider when you're dating somebody with the intent of getting married to that person someday, or with the intent of finding out, not necessarily getting married to the person, with the intent of finding out if this is going to be your life partner, right? Because it's not every dating that will result in marriage.
You have hit the head on the nail. So
it's not to say, oh, I'm dating someone, it means that by default you must marry the person. No. So if you're dating someone and this is you're seeking, it is actually a check, it's a screening, it's an evaluation, it's a fact-finding mission that you're getting into to understand this person, get to know them, see what they're about, and so on, and know whether, okay, I can do life with this one, or no, never, impossible. In fact, some people, you don't even have to get to the point of dating them. From a distance, you should be able to smell that this person is not for me. We can't possibly jive. We can't possibly do life together. We are so different. His beliefs are, off on the other side, on the other tangent. I can't possibly do life with this person. So yes, it's important to know those things. And I'd like to say, right, that if you are going to now get into dating, it's important for you to at least know what the important thing is in dating. What should you be looking out for?
Okay, so I would say, before you jump into what you're about to share, while you are on it, let those that are watching us online, if you have certain myths that you know about dating, you can just type it in the live chat. Let's see it. What are the myths about dating? What are the norms that you guys think are normal with dating? And let's check whether they are okay or they are not okay. Let's put the activities that happen around dating. What are those activities? Put it in the live chat. What are the activities that happen around dating, and then we can check while you're sharing what's important about dating.
I've been sharing since it's your turn. What do you think is important? What should we be looking for in the dating relationship? Or in the dating part of relationship?
I am here as referee. Referee know the play match. So it's the players and the playees that play the match. Me, I am the umpire. So, but it's important for me to hear from people, for me to hear from what are they saying, what are they, do you understand? That's why I knew that you wanted to share something about what's important. So if you share your own, then I will put
this your position is a very interesting one. It's a very easy one. Just sit down and be analyzing what other people are saying. Okay, all right.
That's part of my job.
All right, so dating essentials. The first thing I would like to say for dating is you need to spend time together, right? Ideally, you spend time, engaging this person, trying to find. It's like a someone says, have you read this book? Or do you know this book? Tell me about this book. You won't be able to say much about that book if you have not read the book, if you have not spent time with the book. And it's not just spending time in the presence of the book. It's spending time reading the book, going through, understanding the setting, the background, the different places that are in the book, the characters, what they are about, how they relate with each other, and so on. It's the same thing if you are, in quotes, dating somebody. You need to spend time with the person to get to know the person. And there are different ways that you can do that, right? Way back, it would be just, I need to see you, be in the same space with you, you know, like one, what do you call it, face-to-face? Yes, you have to be in the same space with the person and engage. But now, you can do that remotely. You can do it with a phone call. You can do it on Zoom. You can do it on, you know, there are different ways that you can use to engage somebody and get to know about them, get to understand them, get to see what's the person about. You have to share experiences, because that's another thing. I don't just want to meet you today and then go on with life from here onward. What about your past? What about your experiences? Because you want to kind of journey back into this person's life, especially when you've established that, okay, I think there's something here, I think there's a possibility here. A number of the critical boxes have already been checked. You now want to start to explore this person's history a little. I mean, just look at when you want to become a citizen of another country. They make you explore their history. And sometimes it's intense. You have to go through their art, their culture, you know, the battles they had, wars in the past, who their heroes were, and stuff like that. Why their flag is the way it is, what the colors mean. All of those things. You have to learn, sometimes even write exams before you can now claim, I am a citizen of this country. I mean, it's so important. So how much more somebody who you want to do life with the rest of your life, and this person is going to be involved in the day-to-day, every aspect of your existence. You know, this person is going to contribute DNA to your children. You know, so really, you should be interested in the person's experiences. So talk about, oh, where were you born? What was childhood like? You know, you get to explore and find out what kind of school, who are your friends. You know, you hear some of the things they did when they were children. It gives you an idea of, was this person exciting? Were they naughty? Were they stubborn? Are they determined? Are they resilient? Are they, you know, you get to, are they fun-loving? Or is the person a hermit? You know, and stuff like that. You just get to understand a little more about this person. So you have to spend time together. You have to share experiences. It's really important. That's the first part I'd like to touch on. Do you want to add anything before I go ahead?
I just saw one of our friends from the US, you know, Said. He said hello, and I'm saying hello back. Said will recognize you.
Hi, Said.
Usually call him Sky.
Yellow, I know.
That year. Okay, I hear what you're saying, and these are important things that you're touching on. I know why you're looking at me like that, because in my head I'm about to go somewhere.
Umpire wants to now kick. Now wants to do like if, oh yeah, let me not analyze too much. Oh yeah, talk.
Somewhere. I want to go somewhere.
Go.
Where I want to go is these things you are talking about. The people that are dating, the singles, you people are online. The singles these days, do they talk about these things that you're talking about now? When they say let's hang out, do they talk about this thing? The other day I mistakenly said, oh, I was talking to someone, and I mistakenly said, oh, if you're around now, let's hook up. The way the single person in my office touched me, say, bros, hook up mean different things in this generation. Do you understand? So, what singles you guys are online?
See, let me tell you something.
What are you people
in
doing?
This generation, I think the way to be safe is just try to avoid slangs. Just say exactly what you mean.
I want us to go out and grab a bite.
Oh, you're around. Interesting. I think you should come over to my place, or we should meet up at a food place or something. And while we are there, have a conversation. You know, do you understand? Use normal words that everybody knows. There's no mistake. Because you just go and be That's how one day I was saying something about chatting you up or chatting him up as well. And then I was talking to somebody that is British. And the guy had a, that kind, and then I'm like, what's the problem? He said, well, in England, if you say that, it means something else. I was like, oh really? I said, okay, so I'm not going to say that
so
anymore.
It's not that thing that it means that I'm talking about.
So sometimes it's just speak the normal plain English, like you don't enter trouble. Okay, so
right. So that's number 2. There's a video I wanted to play, but let me not play it. Let me tell the story.
Okay.
Now, so singles, answer me. This whole dating thing, online dating, is it real? As in, like, I mean, seriously, online dating. Is there such a thing as online dating? Can you actually date someone online? As in, singles, you are on the chat. I can see all of you. You know. Is there actually such a thing as online dating? Can we date online and say it happened? I mean, you guys respond to me in the chat. I can see Said says agree, no more slangs. Not all these 4-letter acronyms. Dara Benny says good evening everyone. Hey, I told you that some of them that will come after the fact. We'll be here as long as we're here. We'll see them. So, but singles, tell me, is there online dating? I want to see some of your responses. I want to see some of, because in my head, I'm thinking, if you're saying we are doing online dating, how is it working? As in, because there was this video I watched. There was this video someone said to me when they saw this. Thing, and then it was a video where a group of guys were, in the room, and then they had this.
I've seen that.
And then they now sent the message to the guy. The guy thought he was gisting with, a fine babe. Do you understand? And by the time the babe responded to him on the chat, he quickly left his guys and entered, one corner, because he wanted to now type
send pictures.
So to send some this thing. By the time he was sending it, before he realized that. It was his friends that were in the room that were acting like the lady. Do you understand? So how do you guard against things like this? Online dating.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Queen Debbie, I see some of those comments rolling in now. So just before you read the comments, I'll say something else that will help you to see, is it even possible to do online dating? Because we're talking about what's this whole dating about. It's time for you to ask questions to find out. I mean, you're trying to find out, can life with this person work? Can I do I want to do life with this person? And you need to find out. You'll find out by asking questions. You also find out by observing how they are when you guys are doing stuff together, going for events together, and so on. Sometimes observing their social media presence is another one, right? So yes, you were saying, is it possible? Can it work? How do you guard against? Yes, right after you read the comments, then we'll go into some of the norms.
Okay, so let me read some of the comments. Dara Benningwald says, what about distance relationships? The only way you can communicate is online. So she's bringing online dating now can happen in long distance relationship. In fact, long distance relationship is one of those things that we're also going to talk about, right? But now that she's bringing it in, we can as well squeeze it in. So she's saying online dating can happen with long distance relationship. However, in my head, long distance relationship means you have already met this person somehow.
Well, bottom line, long distance means that there's a long distance between you people.
Let me tell you something. Somebody asked a question too. You people can also answer whether it is. Somebody asked a question. He said, why is it that when the long distance is like Lagos to Aba, there will always be problem in the relationship? But if the long distance is Lagos to abroad, do you understand? The person is overseas. It usually doesn't used to cause problem. Why? Maybe people can answer us. You can give us idea why. Me, my simple answer is that maybe because the things that are crossing the sea. Dollar is crossing sea versus naira that is very local. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Let me read the other comments.
Okay.
Queen Debbie says there are so many online dating apps, and people date on social media apps as well. So online dating apps. We need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Queen Debbie. Gideon Itimi says, "Ego hard online dating. it's time draining, and no actual emotions to ascertain the two persons are going towards marriage. So Queen Debbie, now you have talked about online dating apps. Gideon is saying, maybe it's from experience, he's saying, oh, but this thing is hard, it's time draining. So maybe Queen Debbie, you can also share how it has worked for you. How did you guys exchange emotions? Do you understand? As in, you need to look at all these things, right?
Oh my
goodness. Gideon says, a lot of guesswork for the said spouse offline when you are not there. There's a lot of guesswork. There's a lot of guesswork. Avika for real. Avika for real. That's it. Is this your first time? If your first time, just give us a buzz so we can welcome you. If it's not your first time, I'm sorry I didn't recognize it. But if it's your first time, please give us a buzz. Avika for real says it happens, but does not work for everyone. He says, I know some persons who met online on some dating apps and are married now, but I'm not really a fan of online dating. So he's bringing a balance. It can work, but it's not for everyone. So should we encourage you? Should we discourage? How do you know that it's not for you? Do you get what I'm saying? We can discuss it. We can. Hey, Abika for real, we celebrate you. He said it's his first time. It's his first time.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
And we please click the subscribe button so that you can always hear. We keep it real here. We talk the real issues. And if you have questions, please drop it there. We'll pick it up. Right?
Yeah, I think something that everybody needs to know is that you are you. Your experience and how life plays out for you will not be exactly the same as anybody else's.
Okay.
So it's now, what do you do with what plays out in your life? Someone say, what will you do with the hand that you are dealt? So for the people who know how to play cards and stuff like that. Okay.
Like when they are playing words, when they give you words, sometimes you will get general market, sometimes you will get pick 2, pick 5, pick 3. Do you understand? But some other times, not only you, but just they get 3 and 6, as in cards where they say it be like say no arrange. What do you do with those cards?
So really, you have to. The important thing is, what is happening in my life, right? Have I found someone that I am interested in? What tools and what opportunities, what do I have available? What resources do I have that can help me achieve my aim, which is to find out if this person is the right person for me, if this is the person I should do life with, right? So if it happens that you meet somebody face to face, fantastic. Right? You could start out like that, like both of us met face to face. But at a point in our lives, we had to do long distance.
Yes, you decided that some other things were more important than me.
Yeah, right.
Yes, you had to pursue career and left me. You know, you are very long distance. Even time zone was different.
Okay, it's enough. Thank you very much. So, as I was saying, when you find yourself in that kind of situation, are you going to say, oh, because of the long distance, we can no longer do this relationship? For some people will say, because we are now going to be faced with the long distance, let's break up. Find somebody else. I'll find somebody else. Maybe I'll go and find one British guy with a British accent, you know, and so on, and you know, that kind of stuff. But really, it's about what do I want, right? For me, I had found what I considered treasure, and I wasn't going to throw it away just because I'm going to study abroad for 1 year. Do you understand? So for me it was, and he was even telling me that time, you know, you might go and find somebody better, something story. I told him,
I was a sharp guy.
I'm not interested.
I was a sharp guy.
Why are you spoiling my juice?
Okay,
Calm down. I'm not interested in anybody else. I am going to finish and I am going to come back, right? And some people say, oh, out of sight, out of mind. So just to make sure that didn't happen, I carried 2 framed pictures. One on my reading table, one on my bedside table. So that one is, I'm seeing you every day. There's no out of mind here. So really, make the most of the situation you find yourself in. If you are now faced with long distance relationship and you feel that this person is valuable enough to me, that I feel like, yes, this is the person, then it's now a discussion of how do we make it work. And that's where you now look, what are the resources available to us? Back then, it was email, as crappy and as terrible as it was, and chat was starting then. Those were the early days of being able to chat with somebody online. And then there was VoIP, voice over internet protocol that you could use to
IP,
you could use to make calls once in a while with your laptop. And then there was also the normal phone call, right? Normal phone call that you go to a phone booth. So you'd have to go to, yes, there was this guy that used to provide that service. So we leveraged all of those, sent emails, did what they call it, the voice whatever, went to, in fact, phone booth before I had my mobile phone. I can't remember, did I ever have mobile phone when I was there? I don't think so.
No,
I always had to go and call.
You have to go and use the phone booth.
So by
the time, and then Alcatel.
So Gideon talking about it being difficult. It was difficult, especially in winter. You have to go out in the snow and then be trying to press those buttons to make a call. Terrible. But then I was determined. So it's about you. What do you want? What do you have? Is it worth fighting for? If it is, then you will find what is available to you and you will leverage it completely. So these online platforms and stuff, you can now use them as a way of meeting people. If for any reason you cannot find your kind of person in your immediate space,
in your physical space,
so you can actually, some people say, oh, these platforms are filthy, they're this, they're that. But honestly, there are some people who have gone there and put their true profile. This is what I am, and this is what I am looking for. And then another true person comes along and said, I think.
Okay, so let me read the comments.
It becomes a meeting point.
Let me read the comments. Said says, so I met my wife on Facebook and we chatted online. Prior to meeting, but there was a goal in mind, marriage. We met online 2012. We now met in person October 2013.
Yeah.
Introduction was February 2014, and marriage was June 2014.
Interesting.
He can clearly say online dating works for me. So I am Said. I will plead with you, since you are still online, send us in the chat for the young people that are here. What were the norms? What were the protocols? What did you guys pay attention to in the times that you met from online? What were the things that you did, so that some people will also learn, from your experience? Because this is someone that has met online, is married, and they are still married though. Just for those people that they are still married. I attended their wedding. I attended their wedding, and they are still married, and they are abroad. And I've seen their children's pictures. Yes. So he has a real experience.
Yes.
So Said, if you're still there, please put that up for us. Martins was saying, brother was saying that because he was afraid of losing you. See, guys, you people have to have steez. You have to have steez. Come on. So you have to know.
What's this steez you've been talking about?
No, nice style. That determination now, what make Israelites cross Red Sea? I declare for you, man. You was talking about your determination.
Yes. I was very determined. Extremely determined. Yes.
Yeah. So I was saying that guys have to have you have to be able to make a lady do something without it seeming like you're forcing her to do it. It's like give her wings to fly, but you know that you've hit something such that no matter where she goes, she's still going to come back for you.
My friend, will you sit down? What's doing you?
Sorry. I forgot that we're alive.
Oh my goodness. Yes, so
Fred said Fred said he Moses Bliss also met his wife on Instagram. So it means that so can we say that online dating apps are a good place to meet, right? Are they a good place to continue? It, like you explained, it depends on the person.
So you know, something to note is that tools are tools. You can use them for good or for evil, right? So if that is the place for you to meet somebody, you can meet somebody there. But are you going to finish knowing the person on the app? At some point, you need to come off the app and use other means of communication to grow that relationship. I know that sometimes it is advised before, don't disclose your personal information, like maybe your phone number or your house address and stuff, until you have built some level of trust. So for the period where you're still trying to build trust, you may remain on the app, right? That's for the people who are using app. Remember, the app is just one method, one mean, one of the means, right? Just one way of you meeting people. Before it could be just geographical, or it could be on the phone. Someone gave you someone's number, or pen pals back in the day that grew and became something else. Now you have Facebook, Instagram, the different social media platforms. Yes. Now you have dating apps, right? Relationship apps, but they are mainly known as dating apps. So you can meet somebody there, right? But will you remain there forever? No. So you can meet someone there, but you have to explore other options of growing that relationship, of getting to know the person better. So you may start off there, and then you say, okay, we need to do video calls. Does that platform provide options for video calls? If it does, maybe you stay there a little longer. But if not, you may come off and look for something like your WhatsApp video or your Zoom or something, just to get to see who am I really talking to face to face.
So there's also the part where some people, and this is me speaking for some guys, that their liver never done. You know, the whole idea of, you know, I am an introvert, and I am I don't want to approach somebody and the person will shoot me down. Do you understand? So let's just keep the things on the app. So on the app, the guy can be very bold, but in person he's not that bold. Is there you know, are you seeing that dynamic?
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Yeah, so that dynamic is also there. So are we saying we cannot exactly sustain the relationship online when it comes to dating apps and stuff?
So apps are for meeting people, really. When you look at it, what's the intent? Why are they set up? To help you find the kind of person you're looking for, right? And that's why part of the expectation is that you set up a true profile.
A true profile.
Yes, you're not deceiving anybody.
Not that
you put in there a good enough picture of yourself for the person to even be able to see you and say, okay, this is the person I'm engaging on the other side. Yeah. Even though there are people who say my appearance is not fantastic, but I have wonderful qualities, and I want this person to get to know me first before they even see my face. You know. It's okay, but for the person who is engaging with you when you're not putting up your real appearance, for them it's a risk, because they really don't know, am I talking to a guy or a lady? Am I talking to AI? Am I talking to, as in, who am I engaging? Yeah. You know, some people now put up false pictures, like the picture of their fine friend. Yes, so that the person will say, wow, this guy is fantastic. Meanwhile, that's not the guy. The guy is something else, but they feel my friend is fine.
I'm not the guy. I'm the guy.
Then when you now organize, that's why you see, you know, all these clips of I'm about to meet him. We've been friends online for but this is going to be our first meeting, and you see so much anxiety because it's like moment of truth. Is this person really going to be the person that I saw on that platform that I fell in love with, or you know?
Yeah,
and then sometimes
that's what you call catfishing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes they see the person and they're like, oh yes, like that can relate. He's really.
He's the
and then
person.
Some other times, I don't know you, and then there's anger because you have spent time, you have invested so much getting to know somebody. Meanwhile, the person was putting up a false profile. Yeah, so I'll let you read some comments.
Said so many people have been catfished by people with fake profiles and pictures.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Said to complete his thoughts. He's posting some things, but I'll take his thoughts when he completes his thoughts.
Yeah.
On how they worked it out. There's this other part when we now come to. Okay, so I want to establish that, can we say dating in itself is wrong? The answer from all we have said so far, from what I've heard you say, and all we have discussed, is that no, dating is not wrong. It's a product of what you people do inside that determines what end. Also, it's a product of what end and what you do in the dating, right?
Yeah, I think we just keep it simple. It's like saying, is school wrong? Okay. Because some people went to school and met up with bad gangs and started doing drugs and stuff like that. Someone can say school is wrong. You know. But some people went to the same school and gained a degree, and they are using what they learned to make something of themselves and add value to their society. So the discussion of is school wrong, it shouldn't even be happening. So, and if you want to go by what we have said this evening, which is sometimes just throw away these names and these slangs and just call it what it is. What exactly are you doing?
And the reason why I'm talking to that is also because there are some religious circles that when you say, oh, I have a date, it is...
Yes, and that's because of what dates are now popular for. So for that reason, some institutions don't want to be associated with that name at all. Because once you say we're dating, people just think that means you're sleeping with each other prematurely because you're not married and so on. That's wrong and so on. And because of that, they label the whole thing wrong, right? But if you are looking at what exactly are we doing here, we are trying to find out about each other. I want to know, is this guy okay for me to do life with? Is this guy okay with my family? Or is he going to come and say, you know what, I don't like your family, they're not cool, I don't want to be associated with them. So, you know, you already know that you are going to have to start doing whose side am I on? If you want that kind of life and it's okay with you, then by all means you can continue. But if not, you might know that this is not going to work. It seems like there's going to be a divide. He wants me here. Meanwhile, I can't leave everybody that I hold dear just because of you. So for that reason, I'm walking away. You have to try to find out, I want to be all of this. Is this person going to allow me be all of this? Or is he going to say, no, once you get married to me, I call the shots. I tell you who to be, what to be, where to go.
And you can find those out during the dating. That's the whole idea.
That's why we say part of the essentials of dating is asking questions, trying to understand what is this person about, what is this person's conviction about different things, what are they expecting of me when I become, or if I become their spouse.
Whether I will become self.
Exactly, and stuff like that.
Okay, so
yeah.
So let me take Said. Said is done with his thoughts. Said said, first, the relationship between the lady and her father, that's a reflection of how she will treat you in marriage. You know, for the man, there must be a mentor that he listens to, so that if anything happens, you can speak to someone. Yes. Also, he said, I wasn't interested in dating per se, but marriage, so that the question was, can we be adults if we have differences and work things out?
Yeah,
so
communication.
Communication. She said, yes. Then he said, we also had a mutual friend on Facebook, and I asked her what she thought about her since they went to school together.
Interesting.
That's research. You know, he mentioned
that's background check.
Background check. You know, you have to do background check. And I'm going to ask me something about secrecy. Now, so combining this, I had to make a decision. Met her parents, and that was it.
Fantastic.
So thank you, Said. I'm sure all those that are watching this. In fact, maybe what I'm going to do after this show, I will copy Said's comments, and I'll put it in the comment section after the show, just because I like.
Well, you know,
like
the interesting thing about Said's comments, right, experience, this thing can actually be easy, right? Sometimes people make it look like it's difficult, it's impossible, it's so hard to find the right person. But you will find that if you know exactly what you're looking for and you go in with that in mind, you significantly reduce the complexity in this whole matter.
See this complexity I'm talking about? Let me complicate it with a question. Queen Debbie said, is it right to date a guy that says, shut down your company and don't continue it anywhere else? Is this wrong or right? It's a complexity. So that's what. So it, like you mentioned, is beginning with what you want. Okay. Then, but before we get to what you want, there's also you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. Then you know what you want. Then you can tell when somebody else doesn't want what you want. People don't want the same thing. You understand? So I was going to say this to say, I know I mentioned if you're talking about secrecy. There's this thing about dating where some guys, I see it a lot with guys, right? They don't want the ladies to let their friends know they are dating.
What kind of nonsense is that?
We're coming down now.
What do you mean by they don't want to know something? So what will happen? If you go to visit him, something happens, nobody knows where to find you.
No, because the guys are introverts. Because if the relationship now ends now, they'll be
whether
shy.
You're introvert,
their morale will be destroyed.
You can say something like, don't put it up on social media, so we don't put any extra pressure on ourselves, so we can get to know, are we doing this or are we not doing this, and then if we aren't, we're walking away without too much stress. But for goodness sake, somebody needs to know. Some people need to know, not just one person. Your very good friend needs to know that guy.
Like Said said.
Your sibling or somebody needs to know that guy. Somebody
needs to know that the guy has a mentor. And then you also
need to know someone on the guy's end. Do you understand? It's accountability. So it's accountability, it's safety also. It's common sense, for goodness sake. Do you understand? So you're working. It's just like some people that say, "Oh, I married. I'm going to get married to this guy. Where does he work? Somewhere on the mainland. Where? Somewhere on the he says he does so kind of. Okay, have you ever seen him? In fact, there was a funny one. Have you ever seen him going to work? Yes, he sent me this picture once where he was wearing engineer's uniform, and the guy just borrowed uniform, took pictures, and sent it to her. You haven't ever tried to see this person in their office or meet them with their colleagues or just randomly show up to have an idea of where they are working. Instead, you just go there and assume and say you're being secret. I just want to respect his preferences for privacy right now. Yeah,
me,
right.
Let me say it for free. The moment the guy opens his big mouth and asks you on a date, he has lost the right to privacy. He has lost it. He has lost that right.
Not completely anyway.
No.
But at least to the extent that it concerns you.
Yes, no, he has lost the right to privacy because the moment he asks you out for a date, you can afford to ask him any question. Yes. He's not the one that will say, okay, we have not reached that level. If the relationship passed to this level,
then we can talk more.
But then you cannot. It doesn't stop you from asking him.
Yes,
we are on a date.
Yes.
So when you ask him, you now say, oh no, this one is too far. Say, okay, I'll come back. But then you will ask because all this respecting his privacy.
And then it's after the wedding that things are getting exposed.
And then they will now come to me, and then I'll now be finding out everybody's privacy because we have to solve the problem at that point. Do you understand? Now, so it's things that people need to do. So let's circle back.
So Debbie's question, it was an interesting one where she says, "Is it right to date a guy that says shut down your company and don't continue it in any way else? Is it right or wrong?" So Debbie, it's really think about yourself. Who is this person anyway that is asking you to shut down your company? What is his legal ground, or what is the basis for him asking you to shut down your company?
Yeah.
He hasn't married you. He hasn't met your family. You understand? And then he's saying shut it down so that you depend on who for your daily bread, your upkeep, and so on.
There's something I need to say in that place. The fact that the guy is an introvert does not mean the relationship has to become introverted.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I like the way you put it.
Yes. So he's the guy that is an introvert.
Yeah.
You may not be an introvert.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, we need to find the middle ground and a balance. So the relationship itself doesn't not need to be, because some people say in the name of, oh, I'm an introvert, the next thing you find out is subtly the guy is cutting out all your connections and isolating you.
Yeah.
So guys do that. Ladies have their own strategy. Do you understand?
Some guys do that.
I know I say some guys do that. So ladies too have their own strategy of just playing. You know, before they used to think that it's only guys that were players. Some ladies wear jersey these days. Number 9, top striker. You understand? By the time they play you, it will shock you. You think that you are the guy that has it. By the time the ladies play you, you just see guys put their hand like this. Fair women.
Yeah. So Debbie, your life, you please know yourself and know what you want with your life, right? And know that you need to have some degree of independence, right? And if somebody comes and says in the name of love, you should take away your support systems, take away the things that make you work and function, and make you able to say no to certain things. Because you know there's a way that you are independent and someone is trying nonsense in a relationship and you're like, I beg, I didn't sign up for this, goodbye. But there's a way you're depending on them for money, for your well-being, to pay your rent and so on, that when they're doing rubbish, you keep quiet because you need the next rent paid. All right. Yeah. So.
Oh my goodness. What I wanted to say is there's something I want to talk about, which is inside the dating proper.
Yep.
The dating proper. There's a question that somebody asked.
Okay.
Is it right for a lady to pay the bills? Or for us to go Dutch, for us to split the bills when we go on a date? Or do I have to be the man and pay the bills when we go on a date? What's the right, what's the wrong?
The people should decide what they want to do. It's true now. You can also make it that the date does not have anything to do with money.
Wait, rewind. No.
I said you can also make it such that the date does not have anything to do with money. There's nothing to pay.
No go
By the time you stroll for dates, where's the money? Do you understand?
Well,
you just stroll. By the time you
let's take a walk.
By the time you go to a what do you call it, like a garden or some place that is open to the public, you find a nice spot and sit down. You don't have to pay anybody anything. If it is that people want to drag money, eat at home first before you come out.
As you see, the guys will tell you that those ladies will not agree to go for
that kind of date.
Any date that they will leave hungry and come back hungry.
Yeah, and then but there's also the part where, because if you want to start saying, oh, the guys must always pay, what if he's not able to afford it? What if he left his wallet at home? What if something happened and his salary was delayed or the deal didn't click and he's not really buoyant at that time? Does it mean your relationship is going to be on pause until he has money? What's wrong with you even taking him out? Do you understand? I mean, so really, it's about your values.
Ladies, stop now.
It's about.
Ladies, stop now. Can you take him out? Guys, if they're taking you out, will you go?
It's about what your convictions are. If you say, for me, I am this kind of person and I will have nothing to do with anybody who cannot foot the bill 100%. That is you. And so for you, you may really insist that I don't even want to hear that this guy can be broke or that he forgot his wallet. If he forgot his wallet, he should have his card. If he doesn't have his card, he should be able to just say his name and to pay the bill. That's okay. Do you understand? But you shouldn't now turn that to a standard to say this must be the norm. The guys must always pay. Neither must you say no. There's nothing like that. Women should always pay their own. What if the lady just wants to be a baby girl and the guy is willing
girl for life.
Is willing to foot the bill?
Yes.
He said, don't worry about anything.
He's a traditional man. I got you.
And he will always get her because for some reason he has structures in place for continuous cash flow.
For continuous getting.
Really, what works for you? What is in front of you? And if that's what's going to be a deal breaker that he decided to, or that he couldn't pay, it's up to you. So you should know what it is that you want, and then when people are walking out of your life because you were upset that they did not pay, or when you walk out of somebody's life because they could not pay the whole bill, and then you now find out later on that it's just that they happened to forget their wallet that day, and that it turns out that the guy has plenty money. Please, when you're crying, cry alone. Don't come and disturb the rest of your friends. Just
You say Obi is a boy, one day he'll become a man. You understand? So sisters, let me tell you, abeg, no dey look guys less. If you are going to look guys less, I'm speaking on behalf of guys. Sisters, if you are going to look guys less, let it be that you are looking at them based on value, based on their intrinsic what? Before I go speak the wrong English. Make sure that you are looking at them based on their worth, not based on their present circumstance. See, sometimes life gets as it be. If they go up sometimes, if they come down sometimes. You feel meet the guy on the downtime. No use and judge when you go there on the uptime. And if you meet on the uptime, you must judge based on internal convictions, internal worth of the guy. Let that be where you where you place your distance, because guys will shock you. Do you understand? Some guys, like in your mention, some guys that you underrate, and you look down, he couldn't even, and then by the time you now see him in the time that he's even, you'll be like, I missed a chance.
The sad part is when you now see ladies who made that kind of mistake coming back to apologize and say, sorry, I didn't know. Now I didn't know. You didn't let me know that you had money now. Why is, money is part of the pack, and then to be trying to downplay.
Yeah,
but if the guy is sharp, he will know, okay, this is somebody that stood by you or that could not stand by you in a moment of seeming lack. So what will happen in real life, right? What will happen if you happen to hit a rough patch or something? Yeah,
so these are things to think about. Fred says, how can we deal with entitlement mentality during dating? These are some of the things. Right, entitlement mentality.
And this is entitlement to anything, oh?
Yes.
A guy can feel he's entitled to. In fact, not even a guy. Sometimes both sexes, both gender, think they are entitled. I'm entitled to sex. We are going out now. Or I'm entitled to your money.
I'm entitled to your money because you are entitled to my money, so I'm entitled to sex.
Or I'm entitled to you fixing my car, or doing everything that needs a man's touch. As far as my home is concerned, come and do the maintenance in my house because and you feel like it's an entitlement. People can be entitled to anything, but really that's where communication comes in, and that's where mutual respect comes in. If you see that somebody,
but can you dwell on that a little bit?
Communication
and mutual
communication. You're talking and you are expressing whatever it is. If it's a need you have, there's a way you ask for it. And you're communicating honestly and respectfully, and if the person can help, they help. If they can't, then you don't hold it against them because they were not able to. You say, oh, my rent is due, and then you keep quiet, and the guy is like, oh, cool. Maybe in his mind he's thinking, you've got this covered. There's no way you possibly could be in need because he has never really interacted with someone who did not have their finances all figured out. Do you understand? And then you now say, can you imagine, I told him and he could not even offer to pay it, and then you now hold that against him. So communication is really important, and part of what you communicate is expectations. So, and some ladies are really upfront with this stuff now, okay? And I think it's even the other way to guys. So some ladies from the beginning will tell you, my hair is this, my this is that, my that is that. Are you able to? Can you afford me? So that you just know from the beginning, don't waste her time, because if you cannot, and there's nothing wrong with her wanting what she wants.
Yes, there's nothing wrong.
If you cannot, just nicely walk away.
Just know that she's not the one for you.
Nicely walk away and don't go and badmouth her saying, can you imagine? She was
I think that's also part of the entitlement that Fred was talking about, right? Because the truth is sometimes guys feel also highly entitled, and that's why a number of times in relationship, small thing that happen, the next thing you will hear is, after all I have done for you, after all I did for him, or after all I did for her. A lot of times, especially in our culture, most times you'll find the guys, after all I did for her, you will say, oh, I bought her iPhone, I bought her this one, I bought her this one. Then the ladies will now come, after all I did for him. But show us the deeds now. But of course, we know that the deeds are intangible. They are intangible deeds. But after all I did, after that, you see that a lot of times, and it's sad, and it shouldn't be.
Yeah, which is why I always say, don't go and give what. If they walk away, you will say you were used and abused. Don't give to the extent that when they walk away, you say somebody abused you, right? Or somebody stole from you, or somebody. Do you understand? You have to factor in the chance that this relationship may end. This person may walk away. We may discover that we are not right for each other and we need to move on. So when you're thinking about that, you by yourself, you will advise yourself and say, okay, this much I can do. This other part, no, until we reach a certain level of commitment. So that if we walk away today, I will easily say goodbye. Even I may weep over the fact that, oh, we were good friends, or we had some good times and stuff like that, and I'm going to miss you, right? But then I will move on. I will heal quickly. But if it is the one that you have gotten yourself entangled in all sorts, and then walking away is like your world is coming to an end, then you really didn't do too well for yourself. So draw some boundaries and say up to this point, this, up to that point, this, without this, no this. Do you understand? So that if you have to walk away, you can do that you can do it happily, and you can do it, you know, with some degree of, yes, it may hurt, but you can walk away. Not that you feel trapped in the relationship or broken if you have to leave.
To tie it off, let me take some comments, and then in a few minutes let's talk for married couples date night. Said said, also I had a married couple with kids as a family friend who observed us and gave us their green light. Prior to this, I had 2 other relationships, ladies, which they said nope, won't work. Nope, won't work. Always have a couple who have been married for a while as friends. If you are single, they can really help you. Gideon says giving should be a part of the love equation. I'm happy to always pay the bills, but if she understands the concept of giving in love, her paying once in a while shouldn't be a debate, because we understand. Daniel Agbo said it's rare to find a girl that will take a guy out in this obodo of ours. Fred said, because mostly ladies feel it's the responsibility of a guy to do everything for them once you start dating them. So they abdicate their own responsibility and you take over their life. Most times they don't even appreciate because of the entitlement mentality that is in place. Queen Debbie says that's high maintenance. Daniel says, Daniel Agbo says, what do you advise in a situation when your date decided to come with 2 entourage on the first date in a restaurant?
And no, that's you know, if I were a guy and that happens, and I know what I have planned as per money. As you are just arriving and I see that there are 2 other people, I'll be like, oh yes, thank you so much. I actually wanted, no, well, I'm not even talking about money. Okay. I just used this location as our meet-up point. We are going to this other place, and the other place has nothing to do with money. Let's see whether they'll follow us and come. Maybe in fact, maybe we are going to to clean church. As we are cleaning, we are gisting. And let me see if they'll follow and come and clean the church. What kind of rubbish is that?
But really, that is rubbish. And I think ladies should not do that, because guys will not do that. I mean, I say I'm taking you out for a date as a lady, then you come for the date as a lady, and when you get there, you meet me with 2 guys. No, let's look at it now.
Wait, so I know that you're really speaking confidently now to defend guys, but are you sure some guys have not done it before?
No. In that case, what will a lady do? Because
it will clearly be called abuse.
Yeah, you call it abuse, but ladies do this all the time. They go with 2 of their friends. Yeah. It's not right. I think that's the place of respect.
Let's put it like this: some ladies do it.
Well, see, some ladies do it, that's right.
But then it's not all the time.
No, it's not all the ladies that do it, right? So it's some ladies do it, but
it's a thing that shouldn't be done.
Yeah, you need to respect the other person. If you don't, if you feel like, oh, maybe the reason I'm going with my friends because I'm not sure whether the place is safe, choose a safe place to go.
And you be the one to say where, so that you know it's somewhere where you're safe, and you can ask maybe the person, maybe like the owner of the, or the bartender or somebody that you know in that place. Please, keep an eye.
Please, ladies, don't do it. It's in the peppermint for body. Because seriously, I'll tell a guy, if a lady does it, respectfully stand up and walk away and tell her when you're ready for us to see or to have a conversation, then let's meet. You can't come here with it, because there's anything we are saying, we are checking with, am I going to marry 3 of you? Do you understand?
Yeah.
And why don't you carry the gist and go back to but if we're coming to have some time together, let's have some time. Why don't you come with your 2 friends? I will respectfully stand up and walk away.
Yeah, it's but you know, sometimes some people are just not confident enough. They'll feel as if if I walk away, it will look like I don't have money. Let me show. Then you now carry your whole salary. Then you now be looking for how to survive. No.
Guys need to we need to learn one ingredient in modern dating that guys need to get and own it is being real. Let the girl like you or hate you, but you are you. And they need to understand that, because anybody that is going to marry you will not marry a pseudo you. Because the moment they get into that place, they find out that this is the real person. But this is not who I married.
Online, you were going to talk about
date night.
Date night.
Date night for the married. So for the married, we look at date night. Date night. Date night. Why is it very hard for married people?
Oh, well,
because when you are going out as singles, it's like
because most of the time that's the only opportunity you have to really spend time with the person, right?
Now they are married.
Now they are married. You are always spending time together. So why do we need date night?
No, that's where to look at it again to find out. So the spending time together
is with children and is with extended family and is with responsibilities.
With the environment, with the you understand?
Sometimes you just
where you leave that environment and you people in a space where you can just be yourself.
You can just focus on each other.
Yes, all the responsibilities wait outside the door, and then you guys just focus on each other. It's a lost art, and it's a lost.
Well, I know, not so many people do it.
Not so many. There's a couple, and kudos to them. I've been telling them, and I'm hoping we'll be able to bring them on this show. For 21 and counting.
Yeah.
I walked into an eatery. And I saw this couple. They've been married for donkey years, and both of them were having lunch. And I'm like, come on, guys! You guys are making us feel like we are not doing this thing well. You guys have been married for donkey years, and people are still dating. Come on now. As in, how? Do you understand? But well, these are all.
Yeah. So encouragement is really actually put it on your calendar. Make it something that you do regularly, so you don't forget, right? And if that doesn't work for you, then you can just do ad hoc dates. Whenever things are right, you go. And then peradventure, you are two homebodies who really love being at home. Create the atmosphere in your house and just chill together and spend time together. Just whatever works for you, right? But the important thing is have that space time, have the opportunity where it's about just the two of you.
Just the two of you.
Yes, and you forget your worries and forget your responsibility.
Because problems not finished.
For some time and just relax. Yep.
Yeah, but you have to find ways to keep the relationship fresh.
And keep talking.
That's something that dating.
Keep knowing more about each other. Now you're exploring the present.
Yes.
Your present experience at work, with business, with your friends, with other responsibilities. Just in each other's space, growing together. Continue to learn about this person, right? Not to say, okay, we're married now. What happened to the children? The school. The money.
School fees. Yeah, but they say we have to go.
All right, let's go.
So everyone, thank you for joining us. Thank you for everyone that was a part of the show. Thank you for all your inputs and for everyone that joined us from all the places where you joined us to. Please don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. You can do it as the show is coming and just share to your friends, share it on your status, share it on your handles, right? And please remember to keep a tab on us. There's one bell. There's one bell. After subscribe, there's one bell. Click the bell so that every time we are going live, you get a notification and you don't come late, because it's just 1 hour. It's not a long time.
And Saeed, thank you so much for giving us a little view into how you did that journey of dating and finding the love of your life. Thank you so much. And everyone else who shared deeply today, thank you. And like we always say on this show, remember, common sense is not so common. See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Quite a show today.
Thank you once again for joining us. We hope you got great value today. Our goal is to bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your life and relationships. Please do not forget to subscribe, share, and like.